Hello.
Hey, Claire. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Very
You look
good.
like you were kind of lost in the music of our intro
I,
there.
what? You have such a calming voice, so it's just really, I enjoy it. I enjoy our intro. Yes.
And it was funny because as I was listening to it, the word I thought I was going to say has been replaced by another one.
Hmm.
And I'm quite excited about this word. So the word I have for you is growth.
Hmm. Hmm. It's cool because it's like, okay, I'll say it. This image came to mind, and it's just like, let me just see what else comes. And it's like, nope, start there, and then you'll know. And I saw this little seedling coming out of the ground. Ah, this whole idea of growth. Yeah, I'm just going to go here for a minute because I have a past, and which still comes up in my life now of energy work, right? So body talk was one of them, and Acunect, and my Acunect instructor, he was a fascinating guy with this tremendous background in Chinese medicine, and that kind of stuff was part of it. And in looking at emotions, and the emotion of growth is anger. That the seed, and often a seed, especially different kinds of seeds, they're encapsulated with this hard shell, and it doesn't crack until the conditions are right. So it cracks, comes out. It takes the energy of anger to push its way out of the ground. So that's fascinating to me, just a different way of looking at it. In growth, I mean, every moment of every day, we're growing in some way. And we can grow, like some seedlings will, excuse me, before they ever come out of the ground, they have this root system that it's like it just takes a while for that to happen. Or and there's those that just pop out of the ground and they're only here for a short while. But it's like there's always this direction of like more or further or evolvement or unfolding. This is going to go in funky places. So I'm going to share a little story. And it might see like, what does that have to do with this? But this is what's coming up. It's like when we're growing, it's like we have to choose for our growth. It's like we have to choose ourselves, choose the thing that is allowing us to move. And there was something I just said just before we came on the podcast about how I'm discovering something more about my energy. And even in the world of 3P, where we talk about, following our true nature, our inner wisdom, infinite intelligence, whatever you call that, following that, it's just like that's how growth happens. And when we're not following, when we're resisting it, or, because we get this spooky thinking going on, preventing us from growing, holding us back, wanting to keep us safe. And even in helping each other, there's always this thinking getting in the way if you're not aware. there was a story I was sharing. This was about choosing. It's about choosing yourself, knowing yourself. Getting to know yourself is like choosing yourself. And I feel this is what I'm taking a stand for. These past few months, it's becoming so clear that I'm here to help people know themselves so they can trust themselves. Really, knowing and trusting comes hand in hand. That trusting. Let me share a story about Rob and I. We had gone to a movie a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, however, whenever it was. And we got, passes from Costco. So you buy your pass and you get popcorn and a drink and your movie ticket. And, it was a slow line. Standing in line, I thought, I'm going to have a root beer. So I made a choice for root beer. And when I made that choice, it's just like, nah, I'm going to have water. And that was it. It felt good. Let it go. Our turn. I say I'm going to have water. And Rob said, oh, we will, like, it's, the pop is included, right? Like the pop is part. And it's like, yeah, I know. I want water. So I made a choice to have root beer. Didn't feel good. Made a choice to have water. Felt good. Let it go. Was challenged. Now, it's not really a challenge, but kind of, right? It was like a challenge. I chose for it again to him. He was beside me. And then I chose for it one more time to the fella taking our order. Water, please. It's like when, like, here's what came out of that. It was shocking to me when I looked at it after, like curious and interested and then shocked at how many times I had to choose for my own motion forward into what felt good, which I believe is like growth. Because every moment of every day we're making a decision, whether we're aware of it or not. Every decision requires an energy and a focus, and we can get all of these other things coming in to stunt our growth, to hold us back, to make us okay, well, you're the teacher. Acquiesce is what's that word? There's a word that wants to come out of my mouth, but I don't think I've ever even used it. Tell me.
Acquiesce.
Acquiesce.
Acquiesce, which is like give in to
Yes.
feedback from
Yes.
the output. Yeah,
Yeah.
acquiesce.
So it's like, well, there's no growth there unless you say, hey, no. So I really see growth as deciding and choosing yourself, choosing to follow or allow your guidance to lead you, saying yes. So, curious.
I love that you pointed out that word acquiesce, actually. I think that's really, really important because we when we think about that word, like when I think about that word in in the English language, it often points to giving into other people, kind of being subservient and stepping back and letting other people have their own way. But so much of the time, it's not that, is it? It's not somebody outside of us that's stopping us from moving in the direction that we want to move in. And like you said, that we're just making decisions all day, every day to be going towards the growth, towards the next thing that's going to be exciting for us in our lives, in our business, whatever it is. And we're making like literally probably millions of micro decisions, maybe not millions, but an awful lot of like micro decisions about that every single day. And I actually spotted one the other day. Now you've said it like that, and that was there was something I really wanted to do that was something that was growth. It was moving me forward in my business. And I found I came to the computer and I went to go open my email. That was not what I was supposed to be doing, by the way, just in case anybody's wondering. But I spotted it. I spotted the action. I'm sure there was a feeling in there about, oh, I must check my email or I must, whatever. There was something there. but it was the action I actually spotted. I spotted as I put my hand on my mouse and it was going towards opening that window again and looking at my email. And I stopped myself from doing that and went, "No, actually." But how many times a day could we even just do that one? Like, to decide to focus on what we really should be doing rather than, well, I use the word should lightly, but, rather than, the mouse just the mouse has got like it is actually alive. Look at it. It can do its own thing. It's like, for anybody's listening to this and not watching it, I'm just dancing around on the screen. And that's it. It's like, does it actually have its own free will, this little gadget? No, it doesn't really. But sometimes it feels like, how am I here when I wanted to be there? How am I doing this when I wanted to be doing that? And um I think I see that I do that less now. I do it less than I used to. But then sometimes I still look up and go, why are you actually on this tab doing this thing? Is that what you actually set out to do right now? And it often isn't. It often isn't the thing that is really about, yeah, my growth, my business's growth. That following that, following the insight or the wisdom or something that is coming through me. And it was really interesting. I was talking to a client earlier and we were talking about electricity and how, because we're talking about energy here, aren't we? And how, I didn't actually share this metaphor with him at the time, but it came to me afterwards that it's almost like that we've got this energy, this potential. You and I both often call ourselves human potential catalysts. And we've got this energy, we've all got this energy, this same energy, like we're all connected to this amazing energy. And it's coming along this electric wire. And either it can go into a little tiny bulb at the end or a massive bulb, but it's the same electricity coming along. And it can literally be this little tiny bulb because I've spent half a day looking at my email, or a big bulb because I'm following that passion, that thing that is really ready to come alive. And also then the bulb is actually this really unique, pearlized, beautiful, coloured bulb that's special to me, not just some little rubbish Philips bulb that everybody's got in their house. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's almost like the same energy is coming through all of us all the time, but that can be just a bit, or it can be this spectacular, almost like, mega bulb with that's lighting up. That's not just lighting up us then. It's lighting up, it's service, isn't it? Like, we talk a lot about service in our community, but we're going to serve when we're in that place, when we're following that intuition in the moment. We're going to be really making the difference in the world that we were kind of put here to make. And that's the sad thing when people aren't, living to their full potential. It's not really just about them. It's about, can you imagine if, talking of light bulbs, if Ericsson had just kind of given up and gone, flip to this, I'm going to go read a magazine or something because I really don't want to be bothered with with my however many attempts he had to actually make the light bulb work. We would all, somebody might have got there anyway, but he wouldn't have been the one who got there and literally shone a light across the world. So yeah, it's not. I think it's like this connection to that electricity, to that energy, allows us then to grow and to put out into the world the thing that is going to make the world a lighter, better place, whatever that is. Whether it's what the kind of things we do, or whether it's just somebody who, not just somebody, or it's whether it's somebody who's got this new idea for how we're all going to get faster broadband, or whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. If we're not focusing on that, then we're kind of not shining the light that we've got inside us onto the world. And so it's important, I guess, to be moving in that direction with those moment by moment decisions, with those, is there a chooser? We can say that, can't we? But can we look towards following that that energy and that wants to come alive through us as much as possible. I think we can.
Yeah. And another, just an expansion on that. So, who else was involved? Who else's inner light, their inner drive, their inner knowing was involved behind the scenes that allowed the light bulb to come to its, you know, glow? Because he wasn't alone, although that's all we see. It's
Mm,
like everyone has a place, a purpose, a role, not a role, because that sounds like you're here for one thing only, and that's it. No, we have every moment of every day, we can have a different role. So our role isn't necessarily to come up with the, brand new invention, never, but it's like we're all working together for something new and wonderful to be created and experienced in the world. Every moment of every day, it's possible. We're sparking each other. We're sparking each other's inner lights and inviting them to grow brighter. It's like we are the water and the earth and the sun and the fertilizer. It's like we are all of that for each other. We're all equal. We're all needed, required. Mm. To spark that wisdom in each other that has us grow, has us, take a step, has
mm.
us brush away those, you know, scary thoughts, those things that are thoughts that are trying to hold you back, and just go for it. One decision at a time, one moment at a time. Hmm. Growth is expansion. Like that's what we're here to do. We're creators. We grow, we create. Every time we create something, we're growing, we're learning, we're preferencing, we're seeing, ooh, that didn't work so well. And you learn and you grow from that and you add something else to the mix. And how about this?
It's funny because just as you're saying that, what's coming to mind is that it's almost like if we are already the potential of the universe in human form, which I believe we are, then it's almost like a falling away of things rather than adding in of things, isn't it? If we go to subtraction and actually for us to become that energy, that massive ball, that energy of the entire, for all of us to step closer and closer to that, our full potential, as it were.
Hmm.
Often what I see with the people I work with is that something needs to fall away. Some inner chatter, some inner critic, some, the traditional words people use for these things like imposter syndrome and the inner critic and perfectionism and all those kind of things, people pleasing often, all those things need to fall away. And then that growth is almost like a revealing. It's almost like it's not something expanding, it's something that's already massive, and all the I don't even know what I was gonna say a swear word then. All the rubbish that's covering that potential has to be kinda sloughed off, and then that potential that we are will just burst out of the out of what was covering up before has fallen away, so then it's just there.
Yeah. It's like a light bulb covered in paint.
Yeah, definitely.
And every new thing it flicks off, a fleck of
Mm.
paint is gone. Your light shines through more and more. Hmm.
Yeah, I love that actually. I feel like we've created our own metaphor to replace the old diamond one that's been often used in this
That's
conversation.
right.
I quite like the light bulb because I like the idea of it being an energy and aliveness and not kind of static. A diamond's very static, isn't it? Whereas for me, electricity has got more of this sense of movement and it's ready
Yeah.
to burst out or something, whereas a diamond just kind of sits there and doesn't really have much energy to. I'm sure it has got energy, obviously, because everything does, but there's something about electricity and the spark that comes from that that feels like super exciting. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I feel like I could do this one for like another 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Right?
I'm sure
Mm.
we'll revisit this kind of subject again because it's kind of where we're both pointing, isn't it, in terms of that human potential piece.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice
Yeah.
one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I shall see
Mm.
you again next time and
You bet.
yeah, take care until then.
Ciao.
Bye. Bye.